What is up, y'all? I hope y'all had an amazing holiday. Happy New Year. I can't believe, like, it's really blowing my mind that we in 2023. Like, that sounds like something from, like, the Jetsons or something. I can't even believe that we are in the year of our Lord and Savior, 2023. Like, that's crazy to me. I'm just in a state of, like, disbelief. So if y'all have been following me for a while, you know that this like YouTube journey is something that I really wanted to go on. It's something that I really have been wanting to dip my toes into, but I wasn't quite sure how to do it because like I'm not a very interesting person. So I was really concerned about like what kind of stuff I would do, what kind of material I would, put out, or material like it's a textbook. What kind of like content I would put out, stuff like that. So what I'm thinking for this year is I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna do a rewatch, and then I think I'm going to like do like a reaction video to me rewatching the episodes or something like that. But I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence about that because I have some stuff that I want to do too with one of my friends as far as like Twitter Spaces. There's some stuff I want to do with like a TikTok live type situation. I'm kind of on the fence about like what kind of content I want to put out because I had it all mapped out. Like last year, probably around the end of November, beginning of December, I had it all mapped out. Like I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew exactly what kind of content I was going to be putting out. Like I had it together in my mind. The sky was the limit. I said, you know what? This is what we're going to do. And then Wicked City came out, or I discovered Wicked City after it came out. And so, of course, I'm like, got to do the content for that. That's got to be part of the channel. So I don't know. We're not going to play it by ear. Like I have a plan, but if some things don't come to fruition, like don't judge me. Just just stick with me. I promise you we're gonna get it together. It would mean so much to me if y'all would hit like, subscribe, and that little notification bell that everybody be telling y'all to hit, because it like tells you when somebody posted a video. So if y'all would hit that for me and subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate you immensely. So what I wanted to do today was kind of like a Q&A, get to know me, charm theme, because I feel like there are a lot of questions that people kind of ask me a lot, and I was like, well, why don't I just go ahead and answer the questions, and we can kind of go from there. If there are some questions that like, because none of these questions, by the way, are like questions that somebody else submitted to me, because last year when I wanted to get into like the YouTube thing, I had asked people on like TikTok or something, or it was either Twitter or TikTok or both, I'm not 100% sure, but I had asked like, what are some things y'all want to know, whatever else, and like I got like people answered. I'm not gonna sit here and say people didn't answer or whatever, because people did. It was just kind of like, I didn't know if it was like enough, you know what I mean? Like I didn't know if people had asked like enough questions for me to really make a video about it. And plus at the time, like y'all, I was overwrought with school. I didn't know what was going on. I was just kind of like here, and so I ended up kind of like putting it by the wayside. But this year, one thing I kind of learned about myself is that I really want to put my foot forward with this. If it flops, it flops, but I'll never know if it flops if I don't try. But no, I'm really excited about this year. I'm really excited about giving it my all with this YouTube thing. I'm really excited about just giving y'all my authentic self, my authentic thoughts. And all right, so let's go ahead and get started with this charmed Q&A. Now, is this something y'all asked me for? Is this something I'm gonna give you anyway? Yes, and you better be happy with it. So let's get the show on the road. So I kind of just wrote down a list of questions for myself, based on like general things that people ask me. So I'm gonna give you like the answer, and then kind of go into why that's the answer if need be. There are some that's just probably gonna be like, this is why, and then we move on. So the first question, this one I actually get asked a lot. This one actually people do ask me a lot whenever they talk to me about Charmed or whatnot, and they ask me who my favorite sister is. Okay. So my favorite sister is Paige. I know I look, a lot of people would probably say I was crazy, but I just love Paige. Like, I love Paige because she came into an already established family. Not, it's okay, that's the other part that I think people don't really like pay attention to. It's not that she just came into like this established like coven or an established friend group or, you know, whatever, people that have known each other for 15 years. She came into a family, even though, you know, Piper and Phoebe were the only ones that were related, you know, and I'm saying that because Leo was there. But, you know, she came into a set of sisters, and a sister and her husband, and a sister and her boyfriend. And, you know, I cannot imagine how, like, isolating that was. You find out you have this whole other family. They have their own lives. Then, you know, you find out that your mama gave you up at birth. And then you have to deal with the fact that y'all have magic. Like, that is a lot for a person to handle. And what I love so much about Paige is, yeah, at first my girl was like, look, y'all done turned me into something. I ain't got nothing to do with this. But she really rose to the occasion. And what I love the most about Paige is she still kept her sense of independence while also understanding who she was as a witch and what her destiny was to help people. Now, in later seasons, did my girl kind of say, I don't want to do this? Yes, she did. But I will admit, I used to be very critical of like the fact that the sisters stopped really wanting to help people or, you know, whatever else. But I can see it. Like, after years of wear and tear and oh my God, you know, I can understand I won't do that anymore. I can understand wanting to just let it go and live a normal life and go quit your job so you can wear lip gloss in alleyways. I can understand that. I get it. So I'm not gonna be too hard on my girl, but that's why Paige is my favorite sister. And I just relate so much to people who want to prove themselves. And, you know, because like with the original set of sisters, it's like they didn't have to prove themselves necessarily because they were all there for the ride, if that makes any sense. Like, Phoebe was probably the only one who had to like prove herself, but even that was more just her proving herself to herself. It wasn't like, let me show Prue and Piper that I can be the adult they need me to be. It was just like, she's going through the motions. She's growing up. She's learning. She's experiencing things. And, you know, part of her experiencing things was experiencing them with her sisters. And so, you know, they had been there from point A to point B. So they knew her growth. They knew how she had changed. And so, you know, there wasn't that need to like, oh my God, I gotta, you know, whatever. So that's why I respect Paige. She came in and she stepped up to the challenge. My girl, first season, very first season, her first demon was Shax that had previously killed a Charmed on her sister. Like, what else do you need me to say? What else do you need me to say? Like, my girl was just, first year as a witch, she vanquished the Source 3 times. She took out Shax. My girl, look at everything that she had to go through. Family damn near broke up. The family she just met, she had to help piece it back together. Like, the girl met her parents that had been dead for almost a decade at that point. Like, or saw again. Y'all, it was like, my girl had to deal with a lot. And I just commend the way she came in and just handled it and just did it. And I love me some Paige. I love me some Paige. Another question that I get asked a lot is, what is my favorite season of Charmed? And I always have trouble with this one because, okay, seasons 2, okay, I'm gonna say seasons 1 through 4 really are kind of like my favorite. That's my favorite part of the series, but I feel like that's everybody's favorite part. I've always thought season 3 was my favorite season, but, and it's one of my favorite seasons, but as I'm kind of getting older, I'm starting to think that like season 4 is my favorite season. Just because it was so much happening. Okay, this is harder than I thought it would be, because season 2 is like my favorite like season of episodes, if that makes any sense. Like, season 2 is like my favorite season with a collection of episodes in it, because you got P3H2O, you got Pardon My Past. I even like Reckless Abandon. I'm not even gonna front, I do like Reckless Abandon. You have Astro Monkey, you got Apocalypse Not. Like, the season, you got Morality Bites. Like, the season is full of bops. It is full of bops. And so season 2, as far as like the episodes, I'm gonna say is my favorite season. But season 4 thematically is my favorite season, because it was the culmination. Like, you got seasons 1 through 3 where, you know, we're learning about who the source is. Not learning about him necessarily, but we learn his name. We, you know, learn that he's the one after the sisters, and you have all this drama happening, and, you know, it's like they're literally preparing themselves to have to eventually go up against the source. You know that one day the source is going to be like the final villain. Well, not final, but you know what I'm saying, like the big bad. And so season 4 comes around, and it's like, okay, Prue is gone. How are we gonna do this? You know, everything that we've been building up towards, you know, kind of got like this big wrench thrown in it, because like this arguably huge part of the Power of 3 is now gone. And so now they have to figure out, like, where do we fit into this, you know, plan to vanquish the source? How are we gonna retool ourselves? How are we gonna, you know, do that? And, you know, you get to see so much happen. You know, Phoebe grows up, she gets a job, or gets a job handed to her. She gets married. Piper is thinking about starting her family, but she's also having to grieve the loss of Prue, and then, you know, take in this new sister. And Paige's journey is Paige's journey too. And it's just like, there is a lot happening in that season. Does it have some of the best episodes in the series? No. But it does have good themes behind it. It has good acting. I would say season 4 is probably one of the better, like, seasons where they acted well. So yeah, that's my answer on that one. So the next question I kind of wanted to answer was, who's my favorite character, like, outside of the sisters? I'm not gonna go for the obvious answer, because y'all not gonna play me on the internet, on Beyonce and Blue Ivy's internet. That's what's not gonna happen. I'm gonna say my favorite character outside of the sisters would probably be Chris, because I love Chris. I love Chris just because I see a lot of myself in him. Am I a twink with delicious looking lips? No. But you know, he has those daddy issues. He, like, just the way that Chris was able to, and I made a video about this one day. I made a TikTok about this. Chris was around his family for almost a year before they found out who he was. His mama was gone. His daddy was absent. His aunts were dead. And it's like, you know, he was able to, for almost a year, be around them with no nothing. Like, he was just cooling, doing what he needed to do to save the future. And then when they did find out, you know, then he started acting how he was acting. But it was like, I can only imagine after like that much time, having that much kind of like emotional turmoil and build up and stuff, I can only imagine I would have detached a little bit too, especially Leo. Leo just Leo makes me sick. He just makes me sick. Like, Leo, I'm a hush. I'm gonna be quiet. If y'all want to hear more about that, I'll talk about it. But I just, Leo. Anyway, so yeah, it would be Chris. I just love Christopher. I obviously they couldn't have made him like a regular character going forward in every other season. Well, they could have. They could have. But I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad he was just a season 6 exclusive and just kind of showed up, you know, a here and now after that. So yeah, season 6 is not everybody's favorite, but I like it. I think it's got some fun episodes. And one of the episodes has who may actually be my real favorite set of characters, but I'm just gonna be quiet. Okay, so now I want to talk to y'all about my favorite power. I don't know what my favorite power is. I really don't. If I had to choose a set of powers, and y'all may be like, are you for real right now? If I had to choose a set of powers that I absolutely would like want to have in my everyday my everyday day to day. If I had a power that I could use every day, it would be Phoebe's set of powers, because like levitation would be cool just to like dust off the ceilings. Empathy, I mean, you can do so much with that. I would be tapping into people's emotions. I would be messy. I would get drama started. I'd be like, ooh, you don't like her? Why? Like, I would just get drama started with people for absolutely no reason, and then they take the power away from me, and that's okay because I did what I needed to do with it. And the premonition is like, baby, I don't care about good magic. I would go right on ahead and I'd be seeing them lottery numbers. I would be having premonitions about who I'm finna marry. I would be having visions about everything that I could have a vision about. Phoebe's powers are the ones that I would choose to have. My favorite power though, if I had to choose a favorite power, it would be either freezing, premonition, or telekinetic orbiting. It would be one of those three, which I know I basically just said essentially the three, original powers, with a one with a little variation. But if I had to pick like a favorite power, it'd probably be premonition, because it's like, what I love the most about premonitions is how dramatic it looks when you get one. Because it's like, Phoebe wouldn't just get a premonition and like close her eyes. It would be like, like she would get the hiccups and start hunching shoulders and whatever else. But I mean, it's just like the strength that it takes to get a premonition is, I think, an internal kind of strength that not a lot of people have. And so that's why I think that's my favorite power, is because of how much it can do, but then also just what it takes to actually use it. What's my favorite demon? Who is my favorite demon? Or villain? I'm gonna say villain just to be safe. Y'all already know I go up for the Stillmans. Up. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. Up for the Stillmans. Like, the Stillmans are my girls. I just, were they the best? No. Were they the best there ever was? The greatest there ever was? No. Were they smart? Absolutely not. Did they get the job done? Yes. Now, could they keep it done? No. But they did get it done. They did get the job done. They did steal the Charmed One's powers. They stole their identities. They got the house. They got rid of Wyatt. Like, my girls did what needed to be done. But I'm going to take this seriously. Okay, so, no, the Stillmans are my favorites. The Stillmans are my favorites. They're my babies. They're the loves of my life. But outside of them for like my personal like little favorite, I think my co-favorite, I'm not gonna say other, I'm gonna say co-favorite villain / demon was the Seer. I love the Seer. I love her. And my friend said she had dirty robes, and I have not been able to look at her the same since. But I love the Seer's plan. She put all that stuff in place. She got Cole and Phoebe to conceive that baby. She stole the baby. Again, the problem with her is that as smart as she was and as good a plan as she had, in the end, she couldn't control the power. She could, like, that was how they chose to get rid of her and have her lose, was she couldn't control the power of the baby. Don't play in my face like that. Brad Kern and them, don't ever play in my face like that again, because that's what y'all did. Y'all played in my face. You thought you could play me, and you did. But don't do it again. Don't ever do it again. What's my favorite episode of the show? Who y'all, I don't know. This one is hard, because like, there's so many good episodes in the series, but Like, okay. So a lot of my favorite episodes are coming from like seasons 1 through 4. Because like as much as I love Power, Three Blondes, Forget Me Not, The Eyes Have It, stuff like that, I don't think that would be like my favorite of the series. I think those are just like personal fan favorites that are also my favorites that I partake in, if that makes any sense. I don't know if a lot of people like The Eyes Have It, actually. I feel like my favorite episode would come down between P3H2O, Pardon My Past, Power Outage, and Long Live the Queen. It would be between those 4. God. Okay, I'm gonna say I have two favorite episodes, and it may change when I think about it again. So if y'all watch this video like a year from now and I've said something different, then just look over me. Don't read me. I promise you. We just like let me live. So I think my favorite episodes, my 2 co-favorite episodes, would be P3H2O and Long Live the Queen. Those are 2 of probably like the most emotional episodes of the series, I would say. I'm gonna say that. I'm going to say with like full gusto that those 2 episodes are like 2 of the most emotional of the series. And you know, especially for P3H2O, it's like, you know, it's interesting. My favorite part kind of both episodes is Phoebe. And Lord, people gonna see this and be like, oh, so you a Phoebe stan now. I'm not a Phoebe stan. But okay, it takes a lot of strength. And this is why I was going back. This is going back to like me saying earlier about like her premonition power itself and how you have to be like innately strong to use it, and then internally strong, because like think about the fact that Phoebe actually had a vision of her mother's last moments, her mother that she did not get a chance to grow up with. Baby, that's strength right there. And then Prue's journey in the episode, it just, and then it set up Sam for later on, for when they bring up Paige. It's just like, oh God, I love the episode so much. But Long Live the Queen is just, I mean, come on. Like that episode was just as tense as Charmed and Dangerous, which is another one that's like a favorite of mine. That episode was just as tense as Charmed and Dangerous, except this time it was on a more personal level, because now we're not just fighting the source. We're not just having to go up against the source. We're having to go up against the source and try to save Phoebe from the side of evil. Y'all, and her baby was involved. Baby, a story. Okay, that was an episode. And when Alyssa Milano, let me tell you something. Alyssa Milano was in her Phoebe-ussy when she had that ugly ass bang and that haircut, and she looked like they had thrown some water on her to make her look like she was sweating and stringy and stinking. And she said, "I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry." And when they were saying that spell, and she said, and then when she hit that vanquish this evil, like, baby, Alyssa was acting. She was acting. Okay, there was no like, y'all. Okay, I'm not gonna get started on this because I could talk about the episode all day, and that's not what we're here to talk about right now. I was gonna tell y'all about my favorite storyline, but I don't know, because it's so many, and I don't have time to just. Y'all don't have time for me to sit here and try to like cycle through which one is my favorite one. So we'll save that for another video. So y'all, I really hope that you enjoyed this quick little Q&A session that I wanted to do and just share some of my thoughts and my favorites with y'all. I appreciate y'all for going on this journey with me. I appreciate y'all for just being here from day one with me and just being patient. So y'all, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna bow out for today. Make sure to hit subscribe, all of that, hit the little noti bell and whatnot, and comment any questions you have down below, and maybe we can do a Q&A part 2. You never know what may happen in the future. So all right, y'all have a great day, have a lovely evening, and I will see you later. Bye.